This is going to be a little bit different from my usual style. The entire footage is shot on GoPro Hero 10 in the busy restaurant kitchen. Yet, I'm trying to make it as cinematic as possible, while still maintaining the informative part for those who are interested in fish preparation. Right now, you are watching Silky brand kitchen scissors in action. They are good scissors, but not really up to the job of cutting the hard fins on the snapper. Here, you really can't cut it off. You can clearly see the difference, how easily they cut. Trauma seals are cheaper and they work pretty good. In some ways, much better than kitchen scissors. The only downside is they are not as easy to clean as kitchen scissors. By the way, have you noticed the camera angle is a little bit different? Different from typical POV shot. It's because the camera, the GoPro, is mounted on much lower position than usual. I mounted GoPro on mini tripod with flexible legs, like Joby GorillaPod, and I think actually it is GorillaPod, the original, the small one. So 2 legs behind the apron, 1 leg front, and it worked pretty good. You probably haven't seen, fish cutting footage from this angle, this close. It may be a little bit difficult to see, a little bit hard to see, but do you notice the way I am moving the scaler? What should I call it? Descaler. Anyhow, a lot of people in the beginning, they try to move it sideways, but no. You should move it diagonally, like 45-degree angle. And move it away from you. Because if you do it the other way, all the scales would be flying onto your face and onto your clothes. The way I am doing it, all the scales would fly to the front. And did you notice where I placed the plastic bag? That plastic bag, the fish came in that plastic bag, and it doubles as a garbage bag. It makes cleaning up faster and easier. Sometimes you need to think outside of the box. Now I'm going to cut open the belly and removing the guts, all the internal. See the reverse grip? Grab the guts and pull them out. Pretty easy. Do the same thing to the other one. Some people keep running water while doing this, but don't. Once the fish internal, the meat is exposed to the water, all the tasty things, they get washed away. And I'm cutting into the middle so that cleaning would be easier. Most probably you have never seen this from this angle, this low angle. These guys are farm raised, so they have pretty thick layer of fat. Better to remove them with a knife rather than using a brush. The brush gets clogged and cleaning that brush is not really a fun. Here is another example of thinking outside of the box. I'm probably the only sous chef who use can cleaning brush for cleaning the fish internal, but they work the best. They are pretty cheap, easy to come by. If you live in the world where gun cleaning products are not widely available, you can use toothbrush. Can you see? Most of the blood is gone. Now, this is the most fun part. Belly, back. So, do you notice the first cut, second cut, and by the time the third cut starts, I'm already reaching to the spine. Third cut is basically just separating the pin bones from the spine. Japanese people memorize this as hara se hara, meaning belly, back, belly. Second fish, starting with the belly, first cut, second cut, and I'm reaching to the bone. Backside, first cut, second cut. Yeah, you can see how deep I am cutting. This angle is really cool. In a way, this camera angle is more informative than typical POV shot, which is basically looking down the fish from the top. You can clearly see how the single bevel of lever is working with this shot. I don't throw away heads and those parts, so that's why I'm doing this. Now you can see how the plastic bag works. Now I'm removing the rib cage. This part is probably better to shoot from the other side. And now it's okay. You can see how I am moving the knife. So you can see I have two trays. The bottom one has bones, heads, and top one is for the customer. With snapper, this job, removing the rib cage, is best done by lever. And this is the last part of lever's job. After this, I switch to Sushi or Yanagiba. Well, this is a little bit long video, but I think it's pretty informative, and unusual camera angle makes it interesting, I think. Now, in the world of novel, first-person narrative means pretty much first-person perspective. In the world of film, well, first-person narrative and first-person perspective are two different things. Before starting to edit, I was thinking about Lady in the Lake, 1947. But it ended up more like Hardcore Henry, Sushi bar version.